Hey fam, how are you doing? It is your girl from Africa USA Radio, the one and only Lady Thabang of the Burning Bush. It's always so good to be in your company. And as you know, as I'm sure as you can see, rather, I'm not alone today. I am with Mr. Abdi Hussein. I did pronounce it right, right?
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Abdi Hussein. He is actually Brooklyn, Somali born a businessman and who has traveled like immensely, and he was involved in music as well. So today we're going to be speaking actually about his own brand, Frankenmuir. If you are based in Cape Town, I'd like to encourage you to actually visit 305 on Long, right? 305 on Long. There you will get, I mean, the fragrances that he actually sells, they're out of this world, and a whole lot more. But we'll chat a bit more about that. So for now, welcome to Africa US Radio. Welcome to the Burning Bush.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Fantastic. So we're gonna get straight to it. A quick one. Give us your just let us know who is actually Abdi Hussein. You know, how did you end up even in South Africa? Because I know when we spoke, you've traveled all over the world. What inspired you to settle here?
Interesting. Yeah, I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I was working as a musician with an artist named Khwapile. She's a Tswana Jewish artist based in California. And I was working with her on her third album. And she inspired me because she visits South Africa annually. So she inspired me to come and visit because she comes and visits annually. Also, I was working with Yassine Bey, aka Mos Def, touring with him and doing some lightweight management. And he was scheduled to work at the Cape Town Jazz Festival that April. And then also another friend of mine was studying at UCT. So there's a few things that brought me to South Africa in particular. But I've been traveling to the African continent since my early 20s. And I'm African, so
of course you are African. And I mean you have obviously, you know, done exceptionally well in the music industry, but then you transitioned into the kind of business that you are doing today. How did that actually come about? Because you are an alchemist, right? And you are all about, you know, well-being, the mind, the body, and the soul, etc. So what inspired you from music to then carry on with the kind of business you're doing today?
One of the fascinating correlations between music and alchemy or perfuming or perfumery is the similarities between notes and layers and moment to meaning ratio and philosophy. There are a lot of overlapping concepts and vibes, and also being creative. So the ability to sit in the studio, create a song is the same way I sit in my workshop or in my workspace and I create fragrance. Whether it's a song that's commissioned for a client like, you know, Celsi or Vodacom, or if it's commissioned for, you know, a wedding or something, the same way we work on fragrance, commissioned for celebrities, commissioned for weddings, bar mitzvahs, coming of age, you know?
Right.
So there's a lot of similarities. I went on a family reunion in Somaliland, in northern Somaliland, northern Somalia in 2016. And on that family reunion, my dad had just retired from New York, and he went through he began to show me like our tribal traditions of alchemy, of fragrance, of
nice.
Playing with resins. The famed land of Punt is in Somalia. So the land of Punt, fabled in the Bible, also in the Quran, also in the Torah, is Somalia. And in fact, the frankincense that the Pope swings every day.
I like that he swings every day.
He swings. The smoke that he swings comes from Somalia. You know,
nice.
The best frankincense in the world. So my dad actually moved to New York. My dad moved to New York in the 70s.
Nice.
And he was a merchant. He was a businessman. He was selling his frankincense. He was selling his perfume. He met my mom selling his fragrance. He put oil on her, as the legend has it. She fell in love with him, and then out came 3 boys. You know? Marriage and 3 beautiful guys. Hey.
Right.
So so that's the Brooklyn. So, you know, my mom is Caribbean Brooklyn from Caribbean. She's first generation Caribbean American, and I'm Brooklyn Somali. I'm a Somali Brooklyn guy.
Somali Brooklyn guy. Hello. Okay, cool. So then you fell in love with South Africa, right? You've been settled here. I want to ask you this though. I mean, you've traveled tremendously, and we meet a lot of people. You are engaged with different cultures. Would you say that you draw some of your inspiration that you bring into your creativity when you especially when you're mixing the perfumes? Because I, for one, it's almost like I'm traveling each time I grab like a bottle. There's this personal touch to it. You know, you pour yourself into what you do. And would you say that inspiration is drawn from meeting people from everywhere, and you bring that and you kind of like tell a story? Because that's what I believe Fragrance actually does. You literally tell a story.
Definitely, yeah, 100%. Yeah, we're inspired by, I mean, me personally, food, people, flowers, plants, sometimes even, you know, hectic events, you know, what inspire you to put something together. Like I said, fragrance is very layered, it's very emotional, it's very sophisticated. I do a lot of consultations for people who are dealing with emotional issues, sleep deprivation. So we create fragrance also to accommodate alleviating people's issues. You know, we create anti-anxietal fragrances. We create fragrances that encourage sleep, and fragrances that encourage awareness and alertness. Fragrances for people who are suffering from memory loss. So it's not only fragrance, you know, it's also medicine.
Yeah, exactly. And coming to that part about medicine, last time you were advising me on the kind of tea I should actually be drinking because it would help with emotional issues. Yes, ladies, let's call it what it is. We have issues. Everybody got issues. Okay, so let's just go straight there. And it's winter as well. So, I mean, I shared with you what I was suffering from, you know, things to do with my stomach, my lining, and you brought in, you know, a combination of suggestions, including my diet in terms of what I need to omit from my diet, what I need to incorporate, and that kind of stuff. So I like the fact that your approach is very holistic because you don't leave anything unturned and you ask the right questions. Like it could be something you eat, you do your work in terms of investigating, right? So it is an art, but you are about healing and allowing the body to heal as far as possible in its own, like to heal itself, so to speak. But you just bring in stuff to enhance and to promote that healing. So that's what I love so much about your products. So seeing that it's winter and people are stressed out, let's call it what it is. The Rona hasn't yet left, okay? As there's petrol hikes in South Africa, and the list goes on. So with all of that, what would you recommend if somebody is to walk into fragrance right now and say, listen, I'm suffering from a lot of stress, anxiety, or I'm not able to sleep? Particularly speaking about tea, because I know you bring that into your perfume line, but in tea, you know, what kind of teas should we be drinking? Because I'm Thabang and I like tea and I grab anything. I don't really care if it's caffeine free or not, you know what I mean? So it's lack of knowledge and exposure. So for you, what would you recommend if somebody was to walk through your store right now, in terms of the friendlier teas, so to speak, that are going to actually help your body enhance, you know, itself? What would you recommend and why?
Well, first, great question. First, we would encourage some circumspection, some introspection to kind of understand why somebody may be suffering from sleep deprivation, or having a hard time sleeping. It could be because they're taking work to bed. It could be because they have unfinished. They have some resolutions that haven't been resolved yet. So we try to get to the bottom of why someone is not functioning properly.
Yeah.
And then only when we unpack that, you know, can we start talking about different remedies that we have.
Yeah.
But even with that said, there are many teas that we have that are calming. Some that are calming for the mind, some that are calming for the body, and some that are calming for mind and body.
Nice.
Yeah. So we can say, like, are you suffering from restlessness? Are you suffering from having a busy mind? Are you suffering from a pain that is in particular, like a pinched nerve, or you know, or bad circulation, or are you suffering from headaches, or whatever it may be?
Yeah.
We try to get to the root. So with that said, it can be anywhere from our loose chamomile tea, which is very relaxing, to our lavender
Oh, I
blossom,
love that one.
to our patchouli tea, which is has antidepressant properties, to our myrrh tonic, which is also very calming.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of different remedies that we have for different kinds of restlessness.
Okay, I like that. I like that variety, and not everything is for everyone. So you try to really give them like a custom or tailored service according to what you pick up is their need. So I want to ask you just, I guess, one of the obvious questions. Between males and females, who are a lot of your clients, would you say? Just in general, and what do they actually come looking for? Are they looking for perfumes and teas, or a bit of both? And where are you getting most of your clients, would you say? Because I know you are on Long Street, and guys, if you have been to Cape Town, or if you haven't as yet, I'd like to encourage you to experience Long Street. It has a life of its own, and you've been there for many, many years, right? So that, yeah, 6 years. So yeah, that's really good, and he's still the ruiner, but he's still standing. So I love that. So yeah, women, what kind of problems are they coming with as compared to men, and who is knocking on your door the most?
Yeah, believe it or not, men and women are knocking on the door equally. We have a lot of celebrity clients. We have a lot of high-profile clients. People in government, advocates,
Nice.
Students, stoners, waters, everybody. Internationals. We have an international, like a scrapbook, where we have people sign, even locals sign it as well.
Nice.
We have people from the south of France, where fragrance is famed, who have come and praised our fragrance and signed the book. People from Dubai and Arabia, the Arabian Peninsula, who have come and signed our books and and praised our fragrance. Men and women are coming in for interesting things. People are coming in for remedies for high blood pressure, remedies for constipation, remedies for liver cleansing.
Yeah.
People are coming in for
intestine cleansing.
Yeah, many of them things to help them sleep. Men are coming in for erectile dysfunction. They're coming in for ED, which is primarily a psychological thing.
Interesting.
Also, women are coming in for fertility issues as well, which can be a psychological thing as well. And it can also be linked to inflammation and also some other. I mean, the list goes on. And the people are coming in just to smell good. A lot of people are coming in just to smell good, like.
Yeah, I'm coming for all of the above, except for the ED, of course. But just put it out there for what it is.
Hey, if you guys EDs, come by.
Absolutely, absolutely. I would recommend that. So, what is coming up for Fragrant Mirror? What can we expect? I know you mentioned that you've got a couple of plans and things on the pipeline. Your brand is expanding. I know that you do have, of course, another outlet in Johannesburg, right? And you're looking into exploring avenues.
Yeah, Joburg is not open yet, so we're working on Joburg now. And post-COVID, we're kind of gearing back up into to be more ambitious. Also creating for other brands. So we get a lot of inquiries from individuals, from companies, regarding alchemy, creation, fragrance. So yeah, it's not only the Frank and Mer brand, but it's also the Brooklyn Somali Alchemy by Abdi brand that we want to take to different companies. And because collaboration is necessary.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love that. So for anybody listening right now, you've been around the loop many, many times. You are a businessman and you do other things as well. What is the one advice that you'd give to anybody listening now, especially wanting to enter into business? And they're probably thinking, I don't think that's such a good idea, given the circumstances, globally speaking. What would be your advice? And also for you, what is the one thing that you've learned throughout the years that has kept you going?
Never second guess a good idea. If you have a good idea, go with your good idea. Never let someone talk you out of your good idea. If it's a novel idea, it's novel because no one else is thinking of it. Take advantage of your good ideas. Exploit your good ideas before other people exploit your good ideas. And don't run your mouth about your good ideas. Keep your good ideas to yourself. Put together your plan. Don't over exhaust yourself with admin. Remember, you need form and you need substance. Admin is very good form-wise, but sometimes it lacks substance. So don't lose the plot of your good idea because you're too busy focused on the admin. And also know how to delegate, know how to work. Yeah, there's a lot of.
Yeah, he's good. He also you like a mentor to many people, and you teach as well. So, and you motivate and that kind of stuff. I've gained quite a lot of gems coming your direction that has helped me personally. So thank you for that, and keep doing what you do. And perhaps somebody's listening right now, they're thinking, well, I'd like to visit the store. I've given the address already, 305 on Long. On social media, of course, you've got your social media pages. Would you share those with us in your website as well, and perhaps some other contact details where they can get a hold of you?
Dope. You can go to our Instagram handle is Frankenmyrrh Africa. So Myrrh is Myrrh, like Myrrh from the Bible. Frank and Myrrh is AND, Frankenmyrrh Africa. And then also our website and online store, you can go to frankenmyrrh.co.za, and that'll take you to our beautiful Shopify store and website. Yeah.
Awesome stuff. Thank you so much, Abdi. It's been wonderful chatting with you. You will come back again, right? Just to touch base, let us know what's new, what's fresh. So this is going to be an ongoing conversation. And also in the near future, I'll put a post out where I'll be having a day, probably half a day, where I'll just be chilling in the store just to get a feel of what really happens at Frankenmyrrh, and explore some teas and hoping to get some freebies. Okay, it is what it is. So thank you so much for watching. From myself and Abdi, right here at Cape Town Studios of AUR. I'll be coming back to you again on when's my show again? In the near future. Okay, so yeah, it is what it is, guys. Look, I just came out of a holiday. That's why I'm just mumbling and fumbling. It's just radio. Okay, so for now, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being a part of the conversation, and may God bless.